Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Seal Podcast, episode number 166 for March the 10th, 2023. I am your host, Fraser. I'm joined on my left by Neil.
Hello.
And on my right by Dave.
Hello.
It's a pleasure to be back on this snowy Friday. Is everyone well?
Snowy? Not here.
It
Yeah,
was earlier.
You had snow earlier?
Was it? Earlier in the week.
Yesterday and today in where I am, it hammered it down.
Oh, yeah. Was it this morning? I can't remember. It was definitely, we've had snow this week.
Yeah, that's good.
It felt proper wintry.
Yes, we
Except
had a lot
by
of
the
snow
time
earlier.
I got up, there was no snow.
Yeah, it's not really the same. We had a load of snow last week. I can't remember whether if we'd had it by the time I did the show with you guys last week. We had a ton of it, and then we've just had a ton more today. I went out and shoveled for an hour just to get the driveways
Doing the
clear
man
and
work.
stuff. Yeah, I know. What's all that about?
I don't know
It's
about
still
man
snowy
work, to be
now.
honest.
It's an absolute mess outside.
You don't have to be
Great.
a man to do that work.
No.
Are the kids over it now? Are they like
fucking snow?
Yeah, they don't. No, they don't care. I mean, they might. My son might go out with the dog and play around with the dog in the back, because the dog loves the snow. And but no, they're not really.
Good job, eh?
They're proper teenagers now, right?
Yeah,
They're
too cool for making snowmen and going on sledges and stuff.
Yeah, none of that. No, so they just want money.
Yeah.
I want to play video games and stuff. So.
They don't want to earn the money though. They don't
No,
definitely don't do that.
Because they can make a killing right now if they grabbed a shovel, and I'll give them the shovel too. So, anyway, yep. So, moving on. It's another week. Goes round quick, doesn't it?
Indeed. It's like February just didn't even happen.
I know.
It was weird. Like, I remember January, and then it was March, and it was like, what happened to February? And I had two kids' birthdays. Well, I had several birthdays in February. 4 family birthdays in February. Maybe that's why it went quick. I don't know.
Yeah, it's odd, isn't it?
I think it's just recovering from like the first payday after Christmas. Like, yes, I've got paid. I've got some money, and then like,
and then you haven't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just seems a world away now. On paper it doesn't look that long ago, but it feels like January was ages away. Oh well, it's all right. Time flies when you're getting old.
Does indeed.
Is it? You'll have to let us know.
I will. So, as per usual, let's move on to the football. Shall we?
Do we have to? Oh, I haven't pressed my button that brings everything up. Hold on.
Come on.
Where's my roundup? I've got an FPL roundup file on the computer on my desktop now. So let's see, where are we? What a week in the Premier League. Big wins for Brighton, 4-0. And they had a different goalkeeper in. With 4 different scorers for them. Arsenal came back from 2-0 down to win 3-2 in 98th minute or something mental. And then Sunday, Liverpool.
Bloody Sunday.
They must have heard me giving them a load of shit last week because they turned up for once this season and absolutely destroyed Man United. A 7-0. What the fuck? So points all over the place for Man United. Not for Man United. Definitely no points for Man United.
No, not good points for Man United.
Salah got 2 and an assist. Got bonus points. Got fucking 21 points or something. Darwin Núñez finally remembered where the back of the net is. Got 2 goals. And Cody.
Well, I mean, it's just about everybody in Liverpool got a couple of goals, didn't they?
Well, that would have been like 22 goals.
Yeah, I know.
So, yeah, fucking where did that come from? Man United had been really good since the World Cup, basically, and then that Liverpool carried on being shit, and then all of a sudden, I don't know what happened. I think Man United just like the team just quit in the second half. Like, fuck it, it doesn't matter if it's 3 or if it's 18. We'll just stop playing.
Yeah, it's outrageous.
Yeah.
Salah's delivering though, eh?
He did last week. Did you have him as captain?
No, I tell you, I made a couple of. Well, I didn't want to captain him because I really thought, in Manchester United versus Liverpool, I thought, you have to.
Could be anything.
Could be anything,
And it
right?
was.
So, and you know what? I nearly took De Gea out and put in the Leeds keeper
Wow.
or Leicester keeper. I can't remember who I had. Leeds or
I had De
Leicester
Gea
keeper.
on the bench last week, but unfortunately for me, my other keeper didn't fucking play. And he's the Brighton keeper who kept a clean sheet, but his mate was playing, not him. And I was like, you are fucking joking.
You'd actually been better having a keeper who didn't play than having De
Yes.
Gea in.
Yeah.
Who
Well, it
scored
was only
-1.
it was only -1, so it wasn't. It could have
Only
been
-1.
I mean, they concede 7 goals, and you only get -1. It's not that bad, in my opinion. So, yeah, what an absolute shocker. But I had a bad week. Let's be honest. But we'll talk a bit more about that in a sec, maybe. So none of the usual suspects were scoring points. No Rashford, no Haaland, no Harry Kane. All of the reliable ones. And Brighton shared all their goals around. So, yeah, there were no clean sheets for Arsenal, obviously, because they were playing Bournemouth. Bournemouth scored within 10 seconds or something against Arsenal. It was crazy.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
First goal went in 10 seconds, and the last goal for Arsenal winner went in the 98th minute or something. It was crazy.
Oh, mate, how can you imagine? That is so typical.
Yeah.
How much extra time did they get?
I don't know. There was 7 minutes added or something, and it was just like, what? I don't know what happened in the second half to get that much injury time because I wasn't watching.
There was a little.
Happened in the Liverpool game.
Oh, right.
Where I think the ref was like, "Fuck me, this game's well dead and buried." There should have been about 6 or 7 minutes injury time. They only played 3. So it was like,
you're not even saving any blushes at that point, are you?
No. So who else we got? McAllister come back in for Brighton, got a load of points, 14 points. Wesley Fofana, obviously Fraser know who that is, don't you?
It rings a bell. Why do I know Fofana?
I don't know. Maybe he plays for your team.
Oh yeah, okay.
Right, yeah, he scored.
He was in the team of the week, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's a defender for Chelsea.
Yeah,
they kept a clean sheet and scored a goal.
Chelsea have not been on my fantasy radar. See, I'm not watching any football, but Chelsea have not been on my fantasy radar at all this year.
No, with good reason. Like so far, might be time to change though. You never know. Maybe they turn the corner. Beat Dortmund in the Champions League 2-0 in the week, as on top of a. Obviously, you knew that anyway. I didn't really need to tell you that.
Of course, I knew that. Yeah.
Who else scored? Veltman and Mitoma both got goals for Brighton. They got a load of points. Brennan bloody Johnson, fucking 13 points for Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, get in.
Done all right, my team.
Yeah. I haven't had any. The only person who scored a goal for me was Ben White, who started on the bench. Right, I was like, "Fuck's sake, this could not be going much worse." But yeah, at least he scored. So.
Did you have points? Did he stay on your bench?
No. He was on the Arsenal bench. Like he started the game on the Arsenal bench, and I was like,
okay.
"Oh my god, all my fucking players are either not playing or doing absolutely shit." But he
score.
came on and scored. I was like, "Get him."
Oh, okay, all right, yeah.
Otherwise, it would have been even worse. So, top scorer in our league was a certain Chris Jackson, 71 points. Must have had those Liverpool boys who suddenly came good. John Wilson, 61 points, second. And who's this fella in fucking third place? David Biles, never heard of him.
Nice.
Our very own Dave has got third place in the league. So, well done, Dave.
Third place in the points scored. I'm still
on the week, weekly points.
Still 23rd. A solid. Well, I've pulled away from last by 60 odd points. So I'm chasing.
I guess in the last place is just not even looking at it anymore.
I'm going to tell you this. I had a look at this, and who is it in last place? Zoda, is it?
Is it Zoda? Yeah, Zoda.
He has not touched his team since day one. So you're literally battling someone who's not there.
Do you know how many points he got though? He got 27 points. Who else got 27 points? Me.
No.
Brilliant.
Second bottom scorer of the week. Oh god, absolutely shocking.
I made points on you again, Neil.
You did. I'm hoping. I don't know. I'm not doing anything this week. I've got a big piece of paper with all my next fucking 4 week squad, what I've got currently, who can I move in, who can I move out, when should I do it? I'm going to have to take some points off in the next few weeks in terms of subs. I was looking at making a change this week, but I was like, nah, I might as well just leave it till next week because I've got an 11 this week that doesn't look shit. Thought that last week though, so so we'll see. This week coming, speaking of, we've got Brentford, Crystal Palace, Brighton, and Southampton playing twice.
Yes, I put 2 Brentford players in this week.
Yeah, I already had 2 Brentford players. They were my last hope to rescue me last week, and they failed miserably.
I figured they'll come good this week.
Yeah, hopefully. So I've kept them in for this week. I haven't added a third yet. I was looking at getting rid of De Bruyne and putting in a Brentford midfielder, but I couldn't make my mind up. I wanted the differential. I was looking at Christian Norgard because when he hasn't played every game this season, and his points per game are better than most of the other midfielders. However, everyone's going to have Ivan Toney, and I'm not getting Ivan Toney. I can't put him in. I can't get rid of Haaland or Kane out of my team. I can't do it. I looked at it, I was like, I'd be mad to take out Haaland and put Toney in. I'd be mad. I know Haaland's got only like 3 games out of the next 5. Well, in the same space that Tony's got 5 games. But I'm like, Haaland's playing Crystal Palace tomorrow. He could score 6. Who knows?
Who knows? Did you captain him for tomorrow?
No, I've captained Harry Kane at the moment because he's playing Southampton. No, Nottingham Forest. Sorry, Christian. But it's at White Hart, not a White Hart Lane, whatever it's fucking called these days. I don't know what it's called. The Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Yeah. So at the moment it's on sitting on Harry Kane, and he's only got a 1 game, but it is against Forest at home. So I don't know. Haaland's away. He's a bit unreliable away, and he's not had a great few weeks. So, and then looking at the doubles that I've got, I'm like, I'm not captaining any of them. My goalkeeper is a double, but he didn't, like I say, he didn't play last week. I don't suppose he's going to come back in this week for the next 2 games. So he's on my shit list to get rid of. I'd been planning for this week, and I got like 3 Brighton players ready for this week. I was going to ship the keeper out, and then the keeper doesn't play. I'm like, that's annoying. So we'll see. But I've got De Gea still, and they're home. They're at Old Trafford at home to Southampton. So I'd expect them to keep a clean sheet and probably score about 7 goals this week. So we'll see.
I forgot to set my captain, so it's a good thing we were reminded. So I'm just doing that now. I'm gonna make Haaland my captain.
Well, away to Palace. I think Palace have done okay in the past against City, but not always. That's for sure.
He's got to be due for a haul soon, though, hasn't he?
Haaland, yeah.
Yeah, saying that, he got 10 points a couple of weeks ago,
he
but he hasn't had a big return. Yeah, he returns big around about 1, 2, 3, around every 3 weeks. He just puts in a blinding performance.
So he's due one, is what you're saying?
Yeah, maybe.
Well,
or maybe I should make one of the.
He's not going to get one next week. I can assure you of that because they haven't got a game.
I can't bring myself to make a Brentford. Actually, the Brentford have got.
It's not that great
to score points.
They're both away games, though. That's the thing that's putting me off. I'm like, they're both away games. You never really know. Everton beat Arsenal at whatever they call. What's it called? Goodison Park. A few weeks ago, but they have been totally shit again since then. So who knows? Yeah. So this week, a few doubles. Next week, a few teams missing. I've been talking about it. There's a lot of the big teams: Man United, West Ham. I say West Ham. I didn't mean they were a big team. Sorry, that was just one of the games. Man United, Liverpool. Who else? Man City not playing. Arsenal are playing. Brighton aren't playing, but Brentford are playing. So there's a few teams. Like, you might have a really good team for week 27, but have about 5 players left for week 28 if you've really banked on for week 27. So we'll see how that goes. Hoping that my team, I've got the right ones for the next 2 or 3 weeks. I've got loads of options in my plans. So, but I think at the minute I'm going to leave it this week. Keep 2 free transfers for next week, and probably make 3 and do a -4 next week. Even though there's, I don't know. I'm only going to be able to get 10 out, even if I only do 2 transfers next week. So we'll see.
What's your forward plan, Dave?
Plan?
Yes. How's your team looking for week 28? How many players you got? Don't know, do you?
I've got some players there already.
Excellent.
Well, week
Um,
29 is my big week. I'm building up to like the next 2 weeks.
the fuck?
to
I'm like,
29.
how? What? What? I just bumble along week to week.
Yeah, well, that's what happens.
No.
Yeah, honestly, like, yeah, I know you wouldn't believe it, but like, okay, I'm looking at. Oh no, one of my players got a 75% chance of playing. So
Odegaard,
he,
yeah, he's ill
yeah.
apparently.
Yeah, put him on my bench.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, I might bench him. That's it. That's my planning. That's my.
Yeah, he's planned for tomorrow. Good stuff.
Did you bring your Brentford player off the bench?
I did. I've got 2 Brentford players actually.
Good.
That I'll bring both of them off the bench.
That would be a good move. Although, yeah, maybe ones that you've got on that aren't on the bench aren't even playing. Who knows?
I don't know.
So,
Whatever.
yeah,
I'll bring on De
that's about
Bruyne.
it for the
There you go.
football. Unless you've got anything else to say. Who was the? Do I need to mention the bottom scorers? It was my wife.
So I've
and
still
Chip
got like
Spice, 26
I've still
points.
got like bench boosts and triple captains and free
Yeah.
hits and.
Well, you might need a free hit next week. You never know. Depends how many players you've got in for next week. Free hit could be a week 28 job, but people are holding it back for 32. I think is the.
Save your bench boost for 29.
Yeah, that's my plan. Bench boost. Get a good squad of 15 for 29 and bench
Do your
boost.
triple captain today. Just throw that out. Well, you can do that whenever. It's pretty much a lottery most of the time.
Yeah, you got to look at your fixtures though. Like I
do I
could
still-
triple captain Harry Kane against Forest. Yeah. Or Marcus
Man
Rashford
City.
against Southampton.
Haaland. Oh yeah, who's he playing? Croydon? No.
Croydon. I don't think they're playing. They're Croydon.
Crystal Palace. I looked at the abbreviation CRY and I was like, ooh. Right, Crystal Palace.
It's not the railway line. Right.
Yeah,
anyway,
that's how much I know about football. All right. Yeah, I might just fucking. There you go.
I
Triple
changed
play.
my I changed my captain. I've changed it to Salah. I'm not going Haaland.
yeah, they've got Bournemouth. That's not a bad shout, but they've got no game next week. So Liverpool goes. So I was looking at like, shall I get some Liverpool players in? I'm like,
as well.
I can't bring Liverpool players in. Like looking at the fixtures, they've got Bournemouth this week, then they're not playing next week, and then they've got 2 fixtures in the following week, and they are both away games against Manchester City and Chelsea, the rejuvenated Chelsea. And the week after that, I think they're playing Arsenal at Anfield, and I'm like, maybe I won't put a Liverpool player in just yet. So we'll see. Lots of big fixtures coming up. We're in the middle of like Champions League and all sorts of stuff going on. So it could be a bit of a squad rotation from the Champions League player teams and stuff like that.
All right. Good old footy.
Been
All right, let's move on then. Let's move on. I just one parting shot. I believe that I'm still ahead of all of our Yankee listeners. Make sure I get that in there.
Well, I'm still ahead of all of our Yankee listeners, but I did do shit last week. You are as well.
Oh, am I still? Yeah. Okay.
You nearly scored twice as many points as me last week. Oh, it made me cry.
I'm going to shout out to Guar because I know him and I are battling back and forth. And we're going to railroad you, Neil.
You're not having me yet. You're not having me yet. I'm going to fucking... Got some good moves to come over the next 2 or 3 weeks, and then I'll be all right. We'll see.
Okay, let's move on to listener mail then. Straight away, all I can see here... first of all, we have Lord's Quiz. Should we do Lord's Quiz first then?
If you can do, if you want.
Okay.
Where's my Discord?
Lord's Quiz, everybody. How exciting.
Lord's Quiz.
Question number 1. Soul Survivor and Tiberian Twilight are games in which series? Soul Survivor and Tiberian Twilight.
I only know Tiberian from one series, I think.
Command and Conquer.
Yeah, that's right, isn't it? Tiberian. Is that right? Or is that something else? Something like that, isn't it? In Command and Conquer.
It's like, yeah, it's like the 3rd or 4th game in the series.
Soul Survivor doesn't sound like
no.
Doesn't sound like a Command and Conquer thing. What's going on with your lights, Dave? You went dark and then you went all super bright.
Oh, it's I don't know, it's a cheap camera. Yeah, it's done it again. I don't know.
That's weird.
Hmm.
It's my camera. It's not for him.
Okay, is that what we're saying? Command and Conquer? Are we going in as a team effort? This one?
I've never heard of Soul Survivor, but I know there's been some really weird spin-offs of Command and Conquer, so I'm just gonna say it's Command and Conquer.
Okay. Question number 2 then. In Gears of War, what does COG stand for? In Gears of War, what does COG stand for?
It's coalition of something, is it? Coalition of governments? Something stupid? Does that sound right? It doesn't sound right to me.
Coalition? I don't know if it would be would be an O. Would it?
I don't know.
I know it was the Coalition. I didn't know.
Yeah, but that's only since it used to be Epic Games that made. Well, the original was Cliffy B, and that was Epic Games that made the original Gears of War. So Coalition is the Microsoft studio that took it over after they picked it up, which makes me think it's a coalition something.
Well, no, it's because it's the unit that the characters are in. Are they in the coalition of, like? It's because they're all different nationalities, so it's like the whole of Earth is.
They all sound pretty
Yeah.
American, to be honest. What else is it? What O is it then? What's the O? I don't think it is of.
I want to say it's something like operational or something.
Mm-hmm. So what's the C then?
Don't make me say it.
Cox.
I don't know. I don't know.
Cox on gears.
Okay, we don't know that one. Question number 3. According to the Entertainment Software Ratings Board, also known as the ESRB, what do video game titles rated M mean? And it's not mature.
Is that the American one, ESRB, or is that? Yeah, because it's the European something or other, isn't it? It's the European one, obviously.
M is not mature. I mean, that would have been my go-to, really. I'm glad he said that.
Is it for only for men? Men only?
Muppets.
Manly?
I would have said it was mature, but
yeah, I would have gone with mature, but obviously it's not. So
no.
Massive,
Massively
hard.
I have no idea.
I'm going to have to approve a word in the Twitch chat. Just to let you know, John, I had to approve that word. Apparently it's not allowed.
John says it's MILF. And he says COG stands for cucumbers or gourds.
No, I'd say M is for mega. There you go.
It must mean something sensible. You'd think. But what could it be?
I don't know. All right. Well, let's not dwell on it too long.
He's beating us.
And as a side note, he says, congratulations to Fraser on another
He
good
didn't have to say that on the podcast.
Football.
I should have left that bit out, shouldn't I?
All right. Who's got the answers?
I've got the answers. So, number 1, Soul Survivor and Tiberian Twilight are games in which series? The answer is Command and Conquer. Hooray!
Nice.
Mark said this in the chat. So, Gears of War, what does COG stand for? The answer is the Coalition of Ordered Governments, according to Mark, and he is correct.
Oh, wow.
Coalition of ordered.
Yes.
Ordered.
What the fuck does that mean? Anyway.
Maybe they're on the same ilk as Fraser's. Like, of isn't supposed to be included of the.
So it'd be the
abbreviation. So yeah. So they had to put a random word in.
Mark
Um,
says it's a coalition. It doesn't include the chaotic governments.
Yes. It's not based. Is it based on Earth? It doesn't seem like it.
The chaotic, i.e., non-Western, i.e.,
No, you mean all of them? Yeah.
anybody that isn't America.
I think we're doing all right on the chaotic government front. To be fair.
Easy. Be careful, or you're going to get Linekered.
Mate, did they not see me earlier? I was just auditioning for Match of the Day earlier. Apparently, no one's doing it. So, anyway, number 3, according to the ESRB, what do video game titles rated M mean? No, it's not mature. The answer is 17 and over. It's not got a fucking M in it anywhere.
Oh man! Seriously?
Why don't they call it 17 plus or something stupid? Like, or
Because they're
something more.
not
That'd
an
be more
ordered
sensible.
government. That's why it's a chaotic government.
Unbelievable.
Well played,
Anyway,
Lord.
thanks, Lord.
Plus 1 point to Lord.
Beat us again. Hello, VG
Okay.
Hub. Lord's in the chat. He's just turned up at the end of the quiz.
Oh, there he is. No words fail me, Lord. What you just did to us with that quiz. It's a good one. It's a good one. Okay, friend of the show. Yeah, we got one. Column says, so what are your thoughts on Starfield being delayed until September? Are you bothered?
Am I bothered?
I'm not bothered. I'll be interested in playing it when it comes out eventually, but it'll come when it's
I'd rather play a game when it's ready to be played than a game.
You won't be playing that in September then, will you? Give it another year.
Yeah, it's going to be a buggy mess, isn't it?
It'll be less of a buggy mess in September than it will be in the first quarter of this year, when I think they said they were going to release it. So
yeah. Everybody going to play it? Anybody going to play it?
Don't know.
Interested
I'll probably
in playing
download it and then delete it multiple weeks later. That's what I'll probably do.
It's going to be on Game Pass, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I normally do with Game Pass stuff.
Yeah. I really want to play it. I really want to try and put some time into it.
I should probably play some of their older games, but I haven't.
Why have you not played? Which ones have you?
I've started Fallout 3 several times and I've left Megaton, walked to the supermarket place, and it's near Megaton, and then gone, nah, I can't be asked. So haven't done Skyrim much. Played a bit of Skyrim, but not loads. And then I just don't know. I played some of their published games, like Dishonored. So
yeah, those doesn't count. Yeah, I'm looking for. I mean, I love Fallout 3. I loved Fallout 4. Put a bit of time into Oblivion and Skyrim, but the Fallouts I really enjoyed a lot more.
I feel like I should play Fallout because I like the idea, but for some reason I don't know if it was too old when I played Fallout 3. I just played it. I was like, this is old. Then I never played Fallout 4 because I thought I should play 3 and New Vegas before I played 4.
I went back to New Vegas, and I think I don't think that's aged as well. You might get away with. I think 4 would be okay to jump into.
Yeah.
I've said this before numerous times. I started 4 and didn't like it, and then I went back and started it again, but with a walkthrough to get me through sort of like the first couple of hours, and that did a really good job of giving me that little bump to get going. Right, it was. I was getting bogged down in the learning curve.
Did you blow up Megaton in 3 as well?
I believe I have. No, I believe I avoided that.
I saved it, I think.
Yeah. I tend to try and do good.
Oh, you're what they call that? Not chaotic neutral or whatever. What are you?
Chaotic
Something good. Something good.
Lawful good.
Boring good.
Nerdy good. Okay, so Starfield, yep,
we'll see. I think Starfield might be more my jam because it's space based. So Nice, Arnie. Thanks. Arnie's, is he drunk? He's subbed and he's donated. What's he doing?
I
Thank
don't
you,
know,
Arnie.
friend of the show. Love him. Okay, thanks, Colin. Kyle Adams, friend of the show. Nice to hear from Kyle. What was your first car?
Ooh. Who's going first?
Who's got the shitter car first? Carl. Me. I reckon it's me.
Yeah. Okay, well, if it was my first car, and we're not including cars that I, driving my mum's car when I was first passed my test. My first car that I bought was a Mini Metro. Red
Oh,
Mini
see,
Metro.
no, I'm not sure. I think you might have beaten me because they were quite shit.
Well, yeah. The thing about it is, and I know we've talked about this, is that it was this little like second, third, fourth hand off a guy I worked with. I just needed something because we were moving offices outside of London, so I needed a car to get me back and forth in a pinch. And like it cost me practically nothing. And it was
Did
just
you
this
already
one
have a girlfriend that you didn't need to impress anyone?
I didn't need. I wasn't trying to impress anyone at that age. Who cares? Not with a car. Car. The thing is, when you're living in London, like at that time, like a car, it was just a pain in the ass having a car, right? There was no. There were no showboating in cars. No one was ever driving a car around at the weekend unless you absolutely had
Didn't you
to.
have some big speakers in the back of your Mini Metro?
No, I did not. I don't
Didn't
even
you
think
have
I
a
can't
sub?
even.
Did you have a
I can't
sub?
even remember. I don't even think it had any. Maybe it had a radio. I can't even remember. But it's like 1 liter, bare bones, like just the barest bones car you could,
Did you have a
And
nice
I tell you
beige
what,
interior?
I absolutely loved that car. I loved running around in that car. It was like having a go-kart, like a street legal go-kart. You thrash. The best thing about cars like that is you thrash the shit out of it and you're still like really not breaking any laws.
How long did you have your Mini Metro for? Was it a Mini
Oh.
Metro or a Metro? Because I think Mini was like they
probably
called them Mini Metros to try and trade off the Mini image. I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, it wasn't a Mini Metro it wasn't a Mini Metro. I think it was an Austin Metro. There was
Not
no
even a
Mini
Rover
badge on
Metro.
it. No, it wasn't that. It was older than that. It was an Austin Metro. Yeah, it was great. I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Some great car chat going on in our
I think I sold it for like 50 quid.
I bought my first car for 50 quid. It wasn't a Metro though. Well, I had a bit more panache than a Metro because it was Italian. So I had a Fiat 126.
Nice.
Which was like the new Fiat 500. Fiat 500s are nice, classics. Fiat 126, it's old, and it's old enough to be a classic. Not sure it'll ever be considered a classic. It's fucking hideous. But, engine in the back, air cooled, none of that fancy water cooling nonsense. Yeah, it was great. 50 quid.
It was tinier than my car.
Yeah, had a full length sunroof though. Flip up vinyl sunroof.
Brilliant.
The radio, it was way ahead of its time because it had a removable radio built in. Let's say built in. Obviously, it was removable, but
it was a really tiny thing, wasn't it?
It was a tiny little red thing that was literally about 2 or 3 inches a lot wide, and you'd press the button, popped it out, and you could take it with you. I was like, no fucker's going to nick this. What the hell? Why could you remove the radio? Just take the face off like a big fancy one. You took the whole radio out of the car.
That's funny.
Yeah, I crashed mine within about 3 months of having it.
Crashed it?
Yeah, I was going too fast, like I do, and like you do when you're like 17 and a knob. And I was driving out of school, and I went to go past a stationary lorry, and there was a car coming the other way. So I was like, don't really want to hit that car because I can see there's a woman in there with like her family. So I slammed the brakes on and tried to slow down, but I slowed down a lot and just crunched into the fucking front of a parked lorry. And it completely destroyed the front end of the Fiat and did absolutely nothing to the lorry because it's just like a tiny little scratch where I hit the lorry and just bent the fucking front of my car up in front of the windscreen. I was like, yay. Fuck that thing then. Then I bought an Astra. So.
About you, Dave?
I had a 4x4, a Ford Maverick, short wheelbase.
Ford Maverick.
Two-door.
Yeah, we've
What
talked
bloody
about
hell's
this
a
Maverick
Maverick?
before, haven't we? It was
Yeah.
a gas guzzling
It was
something or
a
other.
it's a 3.6
Is it an
turbo
import?
diesel. No, it was a thing.
It doesn't sound like a thing I've ever heard of.
Yeah, it was based off a different Nissan Terrano, I think. But Ford's version of it, or it's the same vehicle but just rebadged. Yeah, it was a good little run around until the price of petrol went
What
through the
year was
roof.
it?
I've got no idea. Don't know. Hang on, when did I? So I still had it when I was here, and it must have been about 10 years old. So it was like late 90s when it was
Yeah.
made. God, my camera's gone really dark. But, so yeah, but yeah, I was working too far away. I was driving about 100 miles a day in that beast.
You weren't getting
so
there in a fucking mini metro, were you?
I was spending about 100 quid a week on petrol, on diesel. So I was like, yeah, no, that was when the petrol was about £1.20.
Crikey. I can remember it was less than £1.
No, me too. I remember when they were striking, when truck drivers like going up the motorway,
Go
doing
slow
about
on the
10.
motorway.
Yeah, when it went over £1. Fucking hell.
Fucking truck drivers think they run the country, don't they?
Yeah.
Joking.
So, but yeah, it was yeah, it was that. It was a nice little run around. At the time, but yeah, it was too expensive to run.
All right.
Sounds it.
Okay, thanks for that, Kyle. Paul W says, is there a particular past game that helped you through a difficult period in your life? Perhaps one that helped you completely lose yourself in its world stroke experience. For me, I find most video gaming is great for stress relief, better than anything a doctor could offer. Anyone?
Hmm.
I feel like you've said something similar to this, Dave, in the past.
Yeah. I don't know. I yeah. When I want to regress and sort of put everything behind me, I fully delve into. There's lots of different games I've done that too. I completely lose myself and yeah, and able to not think about things at a time when I'm playing lots of different games. So I can't think of anyone specifically or any situation, but yeah, when I am stressed out, I do envelop myself in computer games completely. So yeah, I can't think of a specific game or example, but that's just me. It's just what I do. So yeah.
Neil, did you find gaming was a good way to make friends?
Make friends. Make friends. Friends? What are friends?
Well, I say that in jest, but I gotta say, and I'll just jump in quickly, is that I emigrated like whatever it was, so 17 years ago now, but you know, the first few years of emigrating were full of, you know, there was lots for us to do. We had kids that arrived. I was in a new country with a new job and all that sort of stuff. And there was and there was no sort of shortage of things that were keeping us busy. And then around about sort of 2010, we moved out this way, and most people who know this, I don't drink. I had a drinking problem, and then it was something that I had to address, and I gave up drinking around about 2010. And my social life just sort of disappeared after that. And so it's not so it's not just gaming, but it's podcasting as well. Just this ability, like Neil and Dave know this, right? It's amazing during the week. Like we'll just suddenly logging on and we're all sitting there chatting shit to each other. It's like a pub session, right? Where you just go down, you know. For us now, gaming online and hanging out with your friends to me is the equivalent of going down the pub, which I don't go down the pub. I don't really see people or hang out with people. I'm not a complete fucking hermit, right? I know people and I do go out and we have people to go out with. But that sort of matey sort of thing that, I was used to in England with going to the pub or going out with mates or playing football with mates or whatever. I left all that behind. So gaming itself has been a fantastic replacement of that for me, which is probably the reason that I'm so into games like PUBG and Hunt and all that sort of stuff, where they're team-based games where I'm hanging out with, with people I want to hang out with. That's why I enjoy the games. So.
I don't know if I've ever really had what I would describe as a really difficult period in my life. I think I've probably been quite privileged in that respect.
Yeah, you should check it.
There's, I've had loss in my life and stuff like that, but I don't think I've ever really resorted to games to get through it. A small like family and stuff like that, I guess, you revert to when times are tough. But I just play a lot of video games generally, so it would be difficult to I guess I could quite easily lose myself if I was going through a really shit time. I could go even more down a rabbit hole than I already do, I guess. Probably be a bit unhealthy personally, but yeah, I don't know.
It's good, isn't it? Though the social side,
Yeah.
right? It's just quality. It's just great.
Occasionally.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't. Oh god, I was raging this week about some stuff. Fucking dreadful. I have to smash my PC and uninstall Hunt.
I might have missed that.
To people again.
Might have missed that.
It happens about once every 2 or 3 days.
Hours. I thought you were going to say.
Every 2 or 3 games. Yeah. I mean, gaming's it's an interesting thing, isn't it?
I guess it is an escape. I do use it as an escape. I guess I don't. I'm fortunate that I don't have a mega stressful job or anything like that to stress about. So my wife does all the stressing for part of the job wise, but so I don't know. I keep myself busy by playing video games, I guess, instead of doing housework, which I always should be doing.
Yeah.
I think I've found it a little bit more difficult since sort of I've actually moved into the den where I work and where I play is the same desk.
Mm.
And I find it. I'm not sure if I find it weird. The missus finds it weird that I will sit in front of my desk all day and bitch about work, and then switch off my laptop and then turn on my computer and go on to get. It's like, you're at the same desk, you're doing the same thing. It's like, no, I'm
not doing the same thing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
if it was doing the same thing, my job would be brilliant.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But yeah, it's funny that it for me, two completely separate things, but from an outside perspective, it's like you're sitting at the same place doing the same thing for what could be and has been for 15 hours. What's going on? It's like, well, no, it's like I'm working and then I have my time where I play video games.
Now I'm on YouPorn.
Yeah. I don't know what that is. Yeah.
I don't know, I just made it up. I put 2 words together. I just made it up.
But yeah, it's funny that from her perspective, it's like, oh, you're just sitting at your desk and you're then just chilling out. It's like, no, I'm working, which is really hard. And then I just want to have a bit of an escapism.
So you were watching YouPorn while you were at work.
Wrong.
Fine. But yeah,
okay.
So it's funny, weird.
All right, before Neil derails that into any more naughty places. Paul, thank you very much.
It's always me.
Yep. Yes. It's all that escapism you do.
Yeah.
Paul, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Nice question, that one. Let's move on then to what we've been doing. Neil, you have a blank space.
Yes, because I have a blank space on my face. I made a boo-boo when I was shaving the other day.
Did you?
Yeah, because I've got a trimmer. As
beard
did you forget
people
to put
have.
I
know, I had it on and I was trimming away, and then it got a bit clogged, so I took the little, whatever you call it, the guard bit off. That's the length thing. Tapped it on the sink and then just turned it on. I was like, oh fuck!
Yeah.
I forgot to put the thing back on. So then I was like, looking at it, going, taken a bit much hair there. I was like, when I did it, I was like, that feels a bit weird. I was like, oh shit. But I was like, I guess I'm going to have to do the same. I just kept doing a bit more and a bit more. And fuck no, I don't know if it looks well dodgy at the minute. It's like I can't shave it all off though.
Do you care though, really?
Well, I'm going to London tomorrow in public.
Oh, going to so down
like,
with me. Down,
hopefully
big
it's
smoke.
okay enough to get away. Like no one's going to be like looking at me like, what's going on there, left and right? Looks a bit different.
You're not going to stand out down
No,
there.
exactly. I'm in a massive crowd full of billions of people, so I'll be fine. So,
What are you doing down there?
It's my birthday tomorrow.
Ooh, happy
so
birthday
I don't actually
tomorrow.
know what's going on tomorrow. I'm getting on the train at 11 o'clock, and then I don't know what's going to happen to me.
Are you going down with the whole fam?
No, we're going, me and my wife, and
just you.
and my mate, his birthday was like the 1st of March, and his wife obviously is coming as well. So
okay.
I don't know. There've been some secret like whispers going on about what they've booked, and then I'm like, oh.
It's gonna be like
not be anything stupid. My missus and my daughter like winding me up going at dinner time. Might want to wear some loose trousers tomorrow. I'm like, what do you mean? I might want to wear some loose trousers. Where the fuck are we going?
Going to see the doctor. Come to that age now.
So I'm like, yeah, he just winded me up. So we'll see. I'll let you know next week.
All right. Okay. Well, I look forward to hearing about that.
Yeah.
Dave, do you want to go next?
Yeah. I've had a pretty busy and productive week. So the house sold. We've had a couple of viewings, which is always stressful. When you trying to keep your house at the tip-top condition because your fucking estate agent's like, oh, we're gonna have a viewing today at 3 p.m. if that's right. So.
Are you like me? How much of that do you believe is really relevant? Like, I guess probably
the estate agents know what they're looking at. Like, it doesn't matter when the estate agent comes around, but it's when other people come around, they can't see beyond what's in your house.
Yeah. So like everything has to be put away. Everything's got to be spotless, hoovered.
Make it look enormous by having nothing on display anywhere.
Yeah. All the washing up has been washed up and put away.
Not just left on the drainer.
No, not just left on a drainer. It's got to be in my eyes, because I know if I went to see a house and it wasn't immaculate, it would put me off.
I looked at a house online the other week because you started talking. I was like, oh, maybe I should have a look around here. And I had a look, and there were some pictures on the estate agent's place, and there was this one place. I was like, the house looked really quite good, but then was like the bedrooms. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Why your estate agent's putting these pictures on the internet for anyone in the entire world to see? You could have put your pants away. Fucking hell.
Maybe it's a selling point. Maybe they come with the house. Yeah. So, but I'm a bit like that. So,
anyway. I sort of get it. I get it. I bought a trashed house, right? So our house was just a dump when we went to look when I went to look at it. But saying that, I probably nearly walked out. It was the estate agent who said to me, hang on a second, this is what you can't see. All you're seeing right now is bad shit. But this is what you can't see.
This is a gold mine.
Actually, we did all right. Yeah.
So anyway, we eventually went to the person that saw the house the first time. Our first viewing. He came and saw it, and he ummed and ahed about it, and I was like,
"Is he an investment buyer, or is he?"
No. I think it's him and his missus. I think coming down from Wales, or they were in Wales and they've sold up and
I've seen the lights.
It was like Wales, yeah. So
they want to move into the 21st century.
Yeah.
20th century.
I was going to say that. It was. Yeah, you're right. Should have gone that way.
So yeah, but like he came and saw it, and I don't know if I'm when I've gone to look at a house before, I make up my mind on the day whether I'm going to put an offer in or not. He took a week and a bit And he was like,
He was umming and ahhing about that hill, obviously.
he might have been. I think
throw in the airboat, and we got ourselves a deal.
I think I saw him come up the road on another day in the car and parking out outside of front,
Yeah.
and then like reverse out and drive back. And I think he'd done that as a test to see if he can be like
Can he
how
actually
much
get
of
up the
a
fucking
hassle,
hill in his car?
how much of a hassle is it is. You know, there is like 4 or 5 other cars up in the hill, but he wants to know that he could do it okay. And it,
You come all the way from Wales to do that?
no, I think he works locally,
Right.
but and he had a place in Wales, and he's either like got a like a rental down here, and he goes back up at the weekends. But I know his missus lives in Wales, so I don't know. So where I am, there's like 4 or 5 different industrial parks and commercial parks around, so it's very central. So I can see why he wanted this place. So, but
Maybe
yeah,
he
he put
drives
an offer.
lorries. Maybe he drives lorries.
He might drive lorries. You know, Northampton's the central place.
Distribution.
Yeah, it is the distribution hub of the UK. So yeah, could be. But yeah, so he put an offer. We counted it. We accepted. So
Nice.
yeah, it's not, you know, we haven't exchanged or anything, but you know, we were on the stepping stones of selling this house, and we've got a provisional date for our new house, which is May, June, because the people that we're buying from are buying a new build, and that's when it's going to be completed on their side.
At least there's that. You're not far from the end of the chain. That's kind of nice. Like, you know that
No,
at least
that's it.
ahead of you, there's not like about 10 people to fucking sort
No,
out.
no, that's it. So the bloke who's buying ours has got a mortgage in principle, and he hasn't got a chain. He can just buy whenever, so that's fine. The guys that we're buying from have put a deposit down, and that's just a new build. So yeah, it's not a massive chain or anything, and it'll be great.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
that sounds all right. Fingers crossed it all goes as smooth as it
Yeah,
can.
that's a bit of a stress off me, so that's good. So in preparation of me thinking of the new house, I've been thinking, as I said last week, I want a stereo system. So I've been looking at
I
more.
should spend some more money.
I'll spend some more money. So I've been looking at AV audiovisual receivers, but I've also been looking at media streamers. So this is a thing as well. I didn't realize. So you can get basically amps that are media streamers that
Yes.
not only
Yes.
take off Amazon Music and Spotify and everything like that, but also your local
Off your
home
NAS.
off your NAS.
You know what else does
So
that?
what?
Sonos.
So nice. Yeah, it might do. To be honest, I am going to Richer Sounds in Milton Keynes tomorrow.
Oh, the Milton Keynes one's tiny.
Oh, fuck's sake.
And the parking's well shit because it's literally right next to the train station.
Oh no, no, we're gonna park at the main place
Yeah.
now. But yeah, I'm gonna go in and basically say, I don't know what I want. I know what I want. I don't know what
Which ones I want.
available. Yeah. So I'm going to ask for a few different demos of some stuff there. I've been looking at some speakers online, and I put a bid on some on eBay because they're ridiculously cheap for what they are. I'll find out on Sunday if I've won those.
What are they?
They are Kef Q750s.
These sound good.
eBay. Let's have a look.
Is that just a pair?
A pair. So a floor standing white Kef Q750. I've put a bid of 400 quid on them. They're like 1200 new.
Nice.
John says
So,
you should get an iPod Shuffle and a Bluetooth speaker.
yeah, job done.
At least I don't get your email notifications, I guess, from an iPod Shuffle like you do on your phone.
So yeah, it's I don't know. I'm split. I think I want an amp, a decent CD
7
player,
speakers?
5.1 probably for
5.1.2, whatever it is.
no No,
thing
I'm not
is, you've
going.
got a
I'm not going
starting
Dolby.
point, right? See, if you
Yeah.
if you've got some nice speakers coming,
Yeah.
make sure you say to the guy at Richard Sounds, look, I've got a nice pair of speakers that I'm, and you need something that's going to drive those speakers
Yeah.
nicely,
Yeah.
and so probably a decent receiver of
Mhm.
to have decent power, and then you can build out from there, right? There's no
Yeah.
hurry to. You're not going to have. You don't have.
That's the
You
joy
can
of
pick up
separates, isn't it?
Yeah, you can pick up another set of rear speakers later.
You
You
could
start
spend
doing
150
do
quid on a CD player or £2,000, or probably more.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But you can go buy. I've got subwoofers littered all over the place. They're all
You could
around
send it
about.
Dave one.
They're all sort of like low end subwoofers that do the job very nicely, right?
Yeah.
But I never stop searching for someone who's offloading like an SVS subwoofer for cheap, because I really want to get my hands on like one of those. So there's
Is that
always
going to
like
bring your house down? Literally.
it's not no see it's not about bringing the house down. This is like it's about getting those low ends, right? It doesn't have to be loud. It's not about bringing the house down.
Yeah,
It's
but
about
low ends
hearing.
don't have to be that loud to bring houses down, do they? I think.
Just dial in that resonance enough to start getting the mortar coming off the bricks,
Yeah.
right?
But yeah, everything that I've been reading about is.
Are you
as I
down the
said,
rabbit hole, Dave? Are you down
I'm
the
down.
rabbit hole?
I'm getting down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, nice.
Richard Sounds
every-
is definitely my place of choice to look, because it's like they've always got a load of deals on.
Yeah, that's fine. But what I've been reading is speakers first. Like, build your system around a really nice, decent pair of speakers, and you're not going to go wrong.
Yeah, speakers.
Um,
Yeah. Because if you don't have good
you want speakers
speakers,
to
it doesn't
last
matter
a
what
long
else you
time.
got.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm looking at some decent speakers. They are in Leeds. They're about 2.5 hours away. So if I win them, I've got to go for a 5-hour drive for one day. But I've got them. They're I will never buy them new because they're fucking ridiculously expensive. But I can stretch to 450,
Oof.
500 a push. Um,
For a pair
but
of
then
speakers, is this?
a pair of speakers.
But
Yeah.
that's like I said, in that world of like speakers and audio gear or whatever, like gearhead, let's call them gearheads, right? Fucking can't get enough of switching stuff out and trying other stuff, right? That's why I have two sets of speakers behind me right here, right? It's because I want to, occasionally swap them out and try different speakers, and I can't. I'll probably sell them, and then I'll probably get some other ones to try.
Yeah, but yeah. So once I've like got a decent pair of stuff, then I can start building up what I want. From there, because I'm pretty sure a decent amp or an AV, and then I'll get a media streamer, and then I'll get a CD or a vinyl record player, and then anything else I need on top of it. But
mate, I tell you what, when you get those tunes on CD, I mean, good vinyl is good. CD is just great, I think. And you pick up some of those old tunes and run them through a really nice setup. Oh mate, you'll be in seventh heaven.
Yeah, there's some really good media streamers that are CD rippers as well.
Right.
That rips back to your media center. So I'm really tempted with that, and just going down the charity shop and just doing CD hunting. Because CDs are nothing nowadays. Nobody wants CDs.
Depends what they are.
Discogs, what you want, mate?
The I don't know. Whatever. One of my homepages, I think that says Firefox, was like the CD revival is here kind of thing, or something. Was one of the tabs that I didn't open because I never click on those tabs.
Right.
But yeah, apparently CDs are back, so they might be getting more expensive. So
Okay. So they've got to be good quality ones as well. They've got to be decent ones. The amount of CDs.
Steps, S Club 7. Yeah, I mean.
So yeah, I've been down that rabbit hole a little bit.
Yes, Boyzone, Mark. Winner. Classic.
Well, back to boys.
Well, I don't know this one.
Right. Again, another one of those you
Dave's recommendations coming up. You on YouPorn, is this?
So there's that, and then the last thing is, oh my god, I made the worst decision the other day. the missus was like, "Oh, how much are like professional movers to come in and just clear out your house, inboxes and move all your shit for you, dismantle everything and putting together?" I was like, "I've got no idea. I've got a rough guesstimate of how much I think it would be for like 3 or 4 people in a van for somebody to come and do that for 5 or 6 hours work. But I'll have a look." And there's multiple different comparison websites that you can plug all your details in and put your telephone number and email in and press the button to do the generate a quote. It doesn't generate a quote. It sends all your fucking details to about 8 different companies that all then
Ooh.
try and call you at the same time as soon as you've done it. Literally seconds after I press submit. Call waiting, another call waiting. I had 4 calls waiting when I was on the call to the first one going, "Look, mate, I just pressed the button. I just wanted to get a guesstimate of how much I don't actually have a date." "Oh no, we can do a a free quote now, and you tell us all your things, and then and then all you need to do is put a £50 deposit down, and we'll reserve the date. Doesn't matter what date it is, we'll reserve it." It's like, no, I just want to get an idea of how much it is. "Oh, well, okay. Well, I'll send you an email with a quote of the guesstimate, and then I'll call you back in a couple of hours, and then we can go through." It's like, no, just send me an email. Okay, fine. All of them, like, fucking, just they were like literally on it. Like as soon as I press the button, it's like smashing my phone with calls and emails and messages and voicemails. And, "Oh, we got your details. We'll call you back." I've had 2 days of just calls of people. I've just been saying,
Wait, in
"Look,
2 years'
mate."
time, when someone phones you up, I understand you're interested in moving house. Be
Yeah.
like the fucking diesel plane people, for fuck's
Oh,
sake.
it's like, oh man, like if ever if you really don't like somebody, like you actively want to make their life miserable, put their phone number in one of these comparison like websites for the removal companies, because fucking hell, um, oh. So
Everyone,
anyway,
Dave's just sitting there shaking his head. If anybody
I'm
wants
just,
to know why there's silence,
I'm just,
he's beaten.
yeah, yeah.
You look like a man beaten down by that one.
So yeah, so that was fun. Um, I've got an idea of how much it's going to cost for some
Your
removal people.
soul,
Well, you got 15 ideas of how much it's going to cost by the sound of it.
your sanity.
So I'm normally a very polite person. I don't, and the last couple of calls, I'm like, "I'm not going to waste your time. I don't care. Fuck off," and put the phone down. And that, and like, I'm just like, it's yeah. It drove me a bit insane. So yeah, that was fun. And that's been my week.
Oh, all right. Well, for anybody who's listening or listens, you know that we had some issues here. Well, I had issues running doing the podcast from up here. My laptop's been the bone of contention for a long time, which is, it's a work laptop. It's not meant to do this sort of stuff anyway. And so I don't think it was that night or whatever, but definitely a couple of nights. And it was I was thinking about it, and I was really pissed off last week. And anyway, I went to bed. I think it was Tuesday night, and I just started like, "Oh, you know what? I'll just have a look how much it's gonna whatever," and I'll just start going. I couldn't get that 50. So anyway, so I ended up digging around, and I basically spent went to bed or whatever time at night and just sat on my iPad and built a PC. Did all the homework and built a PC and ordered it. So yeah, I did that. I do not have it yet.
Are you getting it in separates, or is it all coming
No,
in
so
one?
let's address the purchase thing first before we address the components. So purchase wise, I have ordered it from a place called Canada Computers, who has outlets. So they have an outlet probably 20 minutes away from me in the town south of me. So I'm going to pick it all up. I've
But
ordered
they've
it
got a
all from
wicked radio advert. I can just imagine.
I've got maybe they have, yeah, I
It's
don't
got
know.
a nice little Canada
But
Computers jingle.
I they do. I pretty much I think I've built this will be my 7th PC I've built, and I think I probably built 5 or 6 of them out of Canada Computers, getting my stuff from them. The odd components, whatever. But there was a part of me that I could maybe have started to pick things from Amazon and Newegg and whoever else is out there. There's lots of online sellers or whatever. But the beauty of Canada Computers is they have my order for everything. It goes to the store. I haven't paid for it yet. So they're going to call me when it's all ready to pick up. So I can literally drive there, look at it all.
Look at it.
And pay for it, right? Because
most importantly for them, yeah.
The fucking horror show you hear of people buying computer parts these days, and I've been relatively, a lot of them I bought in person. I did do some online, but that's why. Because Neil, you were grilling me about, like, I told you that, like, it was supposed to all be in stock, and then I got an email the next day where they went, "Oh, something's not in stock. We're gonna have to back order it." But I don't care. I can wait. I'm really,
We care.
I know you care. I don't care. When it comes, it comes. Just phone me up when it's all ready, and we'll go down there and I'll pick it all up in one hit. Now, as to what I bought, I have bought let's call it a business machine, because there is no graphics card. All right.
Yes.
This machine is going up in, not yet. This machine is going up in my office. It is to.
Are you getting a little money off your boss then? If it's a business machine.
No, because my boss has already provided me with a means to do my business, which is, I don't. It is. It's capable. It starts to. The problem is I run a couple of screens. I think the thing I can run a couple of screens.
I'm doing these spreadsheets, boss. It doesn't like it. It starts going real chuggy slow. It's taking me ages to do my job.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm not putting any of this on the company. I'm not. It's no. Whatever. It's really for me. And then I'm choosing to upgrade here rather than do whatever. And I've still got the laptop, which I still have to use for work occasionally. Anyway. Yeah, so I went with the Ryzen 5 5600G. So that's the Ryzen with the integrated graphics. So that can get me up and running. I actually looked, and I wrestled with this for ages. I wrestled between, do I get the 5600G or do I get a 5600 or a 5700 or something and a graphics card? Because there was a lot of people just going, well, you can get the 5600G. You can get them with integrated graphics, but you can also get a processor and then like what we might call a shitty graphics card, and it'll still put you in the same.
You just move the one from your other computer, a shitty graphics card.
Yeah, but except that will probably happen anyway at some point. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, but I didn't really want to put a shitty graphics card in that's just going to get turfed out, probably, quite likely within a month. When I crack and finally.
No, you could have bought. You should have done is bought a really good graphics card and put that in your other computer.
Yeah, but my other computer's running fine, and I'm not one for like rebuilding computers like that. But that computer is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I'll just leave that be, and it can still be a gaming computer down there. This one. So I got the 50 anyway. I got the 56. The 5600G price was just phenomenal. I don't know what's happened out there right now, but I have a feeling because this chip I think is nearly 2 years old. But I have a feeling that the OEMs have dumped thousands of them into the marketplace because I feel like
there's a lot of deals. I keep seeing deals on the. Is it a 5800X 3D is now as cheap as it's ever been over here. It's still 300 quid or whatever thereabouts, but that's like a really good Ryzen gaming. It's like not the latest ones, but it's the really good previous gens.
Right. Yeah, it could be. You get the sort of, you can get a feel for it when you really are starting to shop around. You can get a real feel for what is going on in this marketplace, right? Unfortunately, I really wanted to get a motherboard, an X570 motherboard, but I just couldn't find a decent.
If you're not gaming, you don't need a 570. If you're not gaming on it, well, the thing is, you will be.
Yeah, I will be gaming on it, but even again, like, what? I don't plan on gaming hardcore. It'll probably still be 1080p gaming. I'm not a frame boy. Like, I don't need to have the latest and greatest. I'm quite happy with,
I think the 570s over the 550s have got. You can have more. You've got more PCIe lanes or whatever, which means you can have more flashy hard drives as well as a graphics card, basically.
Yeah. Well, there's obviously going to be like the reason I really wanted an X570. I was like that future proofs me a little bit for whatever might be.
Don't know about
Maybe a
future.
little bit.
That's what
Well,
I've got in
you
mind.
know, yeah, but I mean, there's going to be things like I think PCIe 4 or whatever you're going to get on that. I don't really know exactly what.
That is technically a generation behind now.
Right. Okay. So you'd want to, but you want to be up as far as as close to modern as you can. But at the same time, I was building to a price. I was just like, what? Don't get distracted here. If you get distracted here and just go, well, I'll just spend another, I'll just spend another $150 on the motherboard, and then I can have an X570 motherboard. Maybe I'll just spend a little bit more here or whatever. Well, suddenly that that affordable PC is not so affordable.
All of a sudden, you're me.
Yeah, yeah, right. So I ended up. So I did have to go with the B550. I had to be very careful because some of them. It's amazing. You can get caught in some pitfalls, right? Because you have to. Not all the motherboards are compatible with the Zen 3 chips. You have to flash them.
I think pretty much all of them now would be.
They'll work. Yeah, most of them now I think are, but you still have to be a little bit weary. Like you might have to flash the motherboard or whatever. But anyway, I got one that's sort of compatible. It's very reasonably priced. RAM is cheap at the moment. Memory's cheap at the moment. So I put a 1 terabyte M.2 in there, which was, I don't know, $60. That to me sounds like a decent price. I'm not going to fill 1 terabyte day one, so that's
not
fine.
for podcasting.
Yeah, not for anything really. And even if you if you look,
you can fit Hunt on there, and
you can fit Hunt, and if you manage your game, and we'll come to gaming in a second. So I got that, and then some cheap RAM, nothing special in the RAM, 16 gig of RAM I'll throw in there for now. And gold power supply, just make sure the power supply is
gold.
Yeah, it's fully
gold.
Gold. And some sort of half average case, right? I don't know. So it all came in around about $700, and I've got to put an operating system on it.
You don't have to pay for that though, technically.
I will, but
you can put Linux on there. It'll be fine.
I can get a grey market key though. I need Windows and I need Office, and I can't be bothered.
I think I bought my Windows key from Groupon or something.
Yeah, I think Kinguin is the one everyone.
No,
recommends.
Don't buy from Kinguin because they are. You fucking had a go at me from CD keys. Kinguin is worse than CD keys.
Are they?
Yeah, it's like it's like the Wild West.
Yeah, I have a friend who works for Microsoft. Maybe I'll tap.
Yeah, maybe he's just getting a legit key for free.
So that's so I'm pleased. I'm looking forward to that when that comes in. I did have a look at the 5600. So the 5600G has integrated graphics, which means it will run games. And I was curious, so I went on YouTube to find
Minesweeper.
No, it will run games. So it will run Fortnite. It looks like it depends on what.
It's good job you're massively into Fortnite then.
Okay, all right.
Go on then.
Is he going to, Dave? You just stop him for a second, will you? So I looked online, and they were running things like, I think something like Forza Horizon 5. It was around about, I think, 30 to 40 frames, right? Which isn't great. You're talking here lowest settings, lowest settings on 1080p. PUBG was a fucking hot mess, I think. Fortnite ran well. Valorant ran very well. Apparently, like frames were up around the 100.
Oh wow!
This is 1080 though, surely.
It's 1080 low settings. Oh yeah, of course 1080, right? But it's interesting that it can do something. So we'll see how that works out.
Hopefully, it can run a webcam for more than 2 hours.
Yeah, I hope so. I'll end up dropping a graphics card in it, but they're still not fucking cheap graphics cards.
I think cheap graphics cards are done. There's never going to be cheap graphics. How can they ever go down again? I can't see it. Why are they going to put the prices down when they know people will pay the prices that like me, like mugs like me?
Yeah, but the market will sort itself out.
They're fucking insane now.
Intel are getting muscling in there, right?
Yeah, but they're not. They're nowhere near the top end. The top end is going to be crazy money forever now because no one's competing. Like Nvidia is even more ridiculous than AMD. Like AMDs are expensive, but Nvidias are like another 50% on top for their top ends compared to the AMDs. And they're not going to bring
Can't
their
see
prices down because nothing competes. Nothing competes
can't
with their feature set.
yeah, I can't see I'm getting any change out of probably in $600 to put a graphics card in it.
I don't
A
know what
decent
that means in English money.
well, I mean that's something like a decent 3060 Ti.
Yeah, I think it's like,
That's practically what the machine costs.
yeah, exactly. It's doubling the cost.
Yeah.
I was looking at PCs the other week, and it's just like, if you want the tits, excuse the phrase, of a PC, it's like $4.5 grand. Fuck, that's mental. And half of that's the graphics card, probably.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. A lot of it's the graphics card, but you've got, massive PSU,
Yeah.
all that sort of
and
stuff.
not to
Super
mention how
boards.
much the fucker's going to cost you to run the entire time it's running.
Oh, I don't worry about that.
Yeah, sunk
Yeah.
cost, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I've
I,
spent $4 on a PC. I might as well spend $4 a year on running the fucker.
I was thinking about a new PC, and I think what I'll do is I'll buy a new PC with decent stuff, but I'll put a shit graphics card in, and I'll put the graphics card, my
That you've got.
6800 XT, into the new PC, put the crap graphics in this PC, and then give this to my daughter, just to offset the cost a little bit.
Just to make you feel
Or
a little
ju-
bit better
or
about
just
spending
justify
fucking
it,
$2.5 grand.
yeah, but to justify it a bit better, because otherwise there's I don't know, it's it's
How
a lot
much do you
of money.
think that, like, it's, I built PCs for my kids. They're both running their PCs, you know, Ryzen 3 chips, whatever they might be, 16 gig of RAM. And I think they're both running the same card, which is a 1650 Super. Yeah,
Okay.
1650 Supers. They're not struggling to run anything
Right.
generally. Sometimes my son will say that he's struggling a little bit on a game, but then we go and look at the settings and sort it out. There is not everything has to be fucking 4K, right?
Well,
Not
that's it.
every
I think give them a 1080p monitor. Don't
You
even
can
have
make most
a
things run at
sniff
1080.
of Don't even have a sniff at 1440 or 4K, and that will be fine. I think.
yeah.
Yeah. It's just when you give them a nice monitor and they're like, "Oh, I can put the graphics up to the highest settings." I'm like, "No, you can't."
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
because anything, like 1080p ultra is fine, but it's like 1440 on low or medium. It the performance is so bad, that you just have to go back to 1080, and do as high graphics as you want on a lot of games. I found that with these monitors when I went on
You
this.
got two 1440s, have you?
Yeah, yeah,
Yes, that's
and
like
I, and I,
that's a single 4K monitor, effectively.
and yeah, it was a killer, and that's why I had to upgrade my graphics. And I blame it all on Neil
Mm.
for telling me to buy these monitors.
Yeah, don't.
It's nice though, isn't
He's
it?
bad.
1440 is
No,
nice
he's
though.
bad.
1440 is the way. You don't need 4K. That's fucking a fool's errand. 4K.
My eyesight's not good. Not good enough for 4K. I
The
really
thing
have
is,
to.
when you're working on your normal PC at 4K, you can't see anything because it's too small. So,
Yeah, he's like.
uh, but two 2K monitors, that's where you want to be. At least two, maybe three or four.
Oh, an
Who knows?
ultra wide, a couple of ultra wides.
Oh mate, I'd fucking love one of them super ultra wides. This is like two of my monitors stuck to each other side by side, and then another monitor as well. Yeah, that'd be great. I don't think I've got a fucking expensive graphic. I don't think mine could handle that based on what I've been doing recently. And I upped because I restricted my. I don't know how I did it. Anyway, basically, I've got two monitors running at 1440, and I restricted them both to a maximum of 60 FPS. And my graphics card was just like ticking away, nice and quietly the entire time. Recently, I've put them both to 120, and it's not doing that anymore. I can actually hear my graphics card now. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So anyway, that's my PC. It's coming.
Hooray!
I guess. I got no issues with my laptop today, of course.
Don't even start. Don't say anything like that. I knew you were going to fucking
Touch
say
wood.
that.
I got a wooden desk. I'll touch the desk. I'll touch the desk.
Good job you've got a wooden desk. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. So anyway, that's hopefully I'll have an update on that then next week. Let's move on then to what we've been playing. It's the whole
What
point
have-
of being here.
What have we been playing? Is it the whole point of being here? I don't think it is. It seems like the least important part of this
Is it
show.
the tacked on bit, isn't it? Right now, it seems to be the tacked on bit. I got nothing. I've been playing more Hunt.
Oh, Christ. You
But you
gonna eat
said
your dinner now?
you've been raging at Hunt. What you been raging at? What just
No. It's just I think every so often, Hunt is one of those things. I play so regularly that I play. I have a couple of games in the morning, I have a couple of games at lunchtime, I have a couple of games at night. That sooner or later I should be there at points where I'm having a couple of games when I should really not be having a couple of games, right? Stressed out or whatever it might be, playing a game like Hunt or Valorant or PUBG when you're stressed out. I mean, it's always been like that, hasn't it? So there was a couple of for some people more than others. Yeah, I think a couple of games where I was just getting pissed off. I think one of the most interesting things for Hunt, if I've got anything to say about Hunt this week, is actually there are a couple of things. First of all, played with some new people this. Well, I played with Jay today, which was great. We haven't played with Jay for a while, so that was great. And then I played yesterday with Lloyd and Sean and his wife Lou, some new people that we hadn't played with before. So that was really cool. Played with Lloyd a bit, but Sean and Lou were new. That's nice, that people are still new and coming into the game and playing it.
Duke. Call out Duke. You can still
I
come and
think
play.
people.
He thinks you're not playing anymore. He said you think you
Well, no,
stop
we
playing.
are, but anyway, we've had this before. Like, if the learning curve is steep, you have to want to play it. You have to be, you have to get in there and be interested in what the fuck is going on in this game. Like, you have to be prepared to get in and get at it, right? The game isn't going to just roll over on its belly and present itself to you. You have to get in and get at her. But I think one of the interesting things was that I think it was the week before, I was having a stonking week. I was just playing really well, relative to how I normally play. Got myself up to 4 stars. My KD was going up. And then this week, fucking dreadful. Couldn't hit shit. Just back to playing like some melon hair. Oh, mate, it was just dreadful. It just fascinates me how sometimes you can just be on it and sometimes you just
Are you excited about the updates that's coming?
yeah, of course.
I've read about some updates where
Is
both
it tempting you to buy the game again?
I don't know why I'm just randomly sort of seeing a few news items like the whole thing's getting an engine upgrade. So the Cry engine is actually being updated, not to the latest, but to a significant update.
Yeah.
And also about like roaming bosses or like uh, the bosses are not going to be like in specific places in some maps now. They're going to be wandering about.
They haven't really fleshed that out exactly where that's going to be, but that'll be a nice surprise. Something, it's really nice when they put something in that's different. They do a very good job of listening to the community, there's some really good content creators out there who give excellent feedback, who are real champions for the game. And speak their minds. They're not like, they're not company shills.
No.
They have no problems in saying what they think is good and what they think is bad. In fact, they're sort of, some of the bigger streamers really are almost media managers for these companies, which is really interesting.
Okay.
A really good bridge between the player base and the company. And the company and Crytek, you can see Crytek really cares about that. Which is nice. We never had that feeling with PUBG. PUBG, we always felt we were getting a little bit fucked over all the time with them. They weren't really listening.
Well, it wasn't the game. It's not the game it started as, is it? PUBG.
No.
It's been taken. Like the guy who created PUBG is gone. He's moved on. He's on the next thing. So
yeah,
it's now been taken on by a different company completely. Who are obviously they're all about the money and
Yeah.
rinsing
Yeah,
that
well,
community
anyway.
for everything they can get, basically.
Yeah.
So
So Crytek seem to be doing it well, yeah, and they got look as though they I think there was rumor of some custom games, which would be fantastic. Custom games and new players was great. What a great way to introduce new people. Just have a custom game and get them
yes,
in, and
you can absolutely
try
destroy
anyway.
those noobs on a custom
Yeah,
server.
just go over there in the middle of that field. That's a safe spot. Yeah, roaming bosses will be cool. Yeah, they'll make changes and stuff like that.
They're
Keep it
always doing
interesting.
stuff. That's the
Yeah.
interesting thing there.
Yeah. So yeah, it's good. It's good. Well, that's about it. I don't think I tried anything. I think I tried that one game that was listed as
Figment.
free. Figment.
You played
Yeah,
Figment, didn't you?
tried it, uninstalled that within about
Wow.
5 minutes. Junk.
You just haven't
So
got
that's
time
me.
for anything, have you?
I've got time. I don't get time for shit things.
Meow.
Telling it like it is.
When are you going to start
Anyone
playing
else?
Destiny?
I'll give over. Right. How long are you going to give us for Destiny today?
Do I talk about Destiny now?
Yeah, go on then.
It's
Timer starts now.
got about 20 minutes, yeah?
No!
So it's a big day today, Destiny 2. The new raid came out, so loads of people trying to be the first team to beat the raid. I'm not doing that, obviously. I'm still plodding along on the latest content, because last week I think I said I'd finished the previous year's content. So this week I've played through the newest content on one of my characters, and a bit more. I've just been doing the busy work, and I don't know what I'm going to play here. Finished the campaign. The new campaign, not as good as last year's campaign, is the overall take. Witch Queen, I think might still be on sale in places for super cheap. Play Witch Queen. It's really good content. The campaign's great. There's some cool additions to the game that I don't think you can access without it. The new campaign.
Did you finish? Because you were still playing that last time.
I can't remember if I had finished it or not, but I finished it. Finished the final boss and everything. And then the thing is with these games, it's like when you finish the boss, it just unlocks a fucking load more quests. So I've been doing a load of that stuff. I don't know what I'm watching here. So I've been like torn between doing the old quest to unlock usually exotic weapons from previous seasons, like previous content. This is the new raid. I don't want to show that. And then doing the new stuff. So I've been doing, like I say, the new content. There's a main NPC that you have to visit now in the new campaign, which is a little bit irritating for me personally, and not just me personally. Seems to be the general feel. I think it feels a bit like the overall vibe of the new stuff versus last year's is a bit more fun than serious, and they've gone a bit streamer character with one of the NPCs, and he's a bit like, yeah, hoorah, woo, and I'm a bit like, it doesn't quite look, because it's a whole new area in the new game, in the new content, but so they can do what they like basically, and yeah, I'm just not that keen on this new character.
You're not a target audience, though, are you, mate?
Well, I guess they might be trying to crawl in some extra youngsters because, like, they need to freshen it up a bit. I don't mind it, but it definitely is not the same. Like last year's expansion, the Witch Queen was it felt like Destiny. It felt like an expansion of what had been gone before. Whereas this is like it feels a bit like a massive offshoot, like almost like the campaign's there and it's okay. It's a 6 or 7 out of 10. Last year was an 8 or 9, maybe a 10 out of 10 for the campaign. But this year's the campaign content is not as good. However, what you do get this year is all the new abilities, and I feel like the campaign was built a lot around getting the new abilities. which was fine. And the new abilities are really fucking cool
Of course they
and
are.
loads of fun and probably massively overpowered as well. But so overall, bearing in mind I didn't pay full price, I bought it, pre-ordered it for like 18% off, whatever. It's worth it for me. I've got a whole year's worth of content, and I've got the new campaign and the first season pass included, which is what you get when you buy it. There's another 3 seasons to come. The season stuff is cool. There's like, but the new area is, like I said last week, is some weird like cyberpunk city. There's fucking tons of stuff to do all the time now. It's like there's a whole load of new quests, like I say. There's a whole load of new little secret areas to find, secret little collectibles to find. And the more you progress through the campaign, the more it aids you in finding some of that stuff. The core gameplay is still the same, apart from obviously the new abilities, which is basically makes you Spider-Man, which is cool. As everyone's decided already that Spider-Man is fucking great. So on the whole, I think it's an 8 out of 10. Last year's was, like I say, more like 9.5 out of 10 in total. But there was a lot of seasonal content last year that is, I think I've like a lot of seasonal story stuff that I've missed, which is included like as the resolutions of that is included in the campaign for this. And I'm like, I didn't know this had happened, but it's really good, like really fucking fun to play the game. That's the main thing. I have a lot of fun playing the game with the new abilities. I'm only playing with the Warlock, so I don't know how it works with Titan and Hunter, which are the other 2 classes. I've understood a lot more about building my armor classes. I've upgraded loads of my armor. I've binned off a load of old shit that I don't need any to keep anymore.
Using your apps, are you?
Yeah, using my apps and clearing out my vault. My vault's only like half full versus like 80% full like it had been for the previous 2 or 3 years.
What's happening with the clans?
Well, it was just me and Gary basically playing.
Gary's getting into it. Every time I go on
Gary's
there,
really
he's
said
playing,
he's really
playing
enjoying
Destiny 2. Yeah, I don't know. You guys.
So we played the weekly mission from the new content earlier, just before the show, where I don't know if it's harder than it normally is. I think it felt, because the thing is, when I went through the campaign on it, I literally played it solo. It literally plays out like a Halo campaign or whatever a Call of Duty campaign. You play on your own. Sometimes you have to do something which involves other people during the course of the campaign, but generally you're literally playing out a first-person shooter campaign, which maybe will not what people think it is, I guess, without, because they think it's an MMO inverted commas. But the campaign is literally playable all on your own. There's enough people for the occasions where you do need other people. Like, as part of the campaign, they usually include the new strike, which is like a 3-player dungeon that you have to play through. But that it will just matchmake you with 2 other people, and then you just play through it. And your experience may vary depending on who you get matched with there, obviously. But most people are playing that for the first time, probably. So it's interesting to get through something like that as the first time. But yeah, I've just been having a lot of fun. And I'm also literally, I don't even want to think about how many hours I've been off work for a week, so I've played fucking, like, one day I felt like I played Destiny for about 10 hours in one day.
Nice, proper sesh.
Oh, I didn't
just
know
like,
you've been off for the week. What's that about?
Yeah. I was just, I'm off till Monday night, so I've just been playing absolutely fucking loads of it. The PvP's great still. There's like the new abilities I don't feel like they're that useful, because one of the abilities that you have as a warlock is like your melee attack is now like you whip out like a spider web thing attach it to something, and then you like pull yourself towards it, and as you get close to it you press the other button and you do this big fucking like power attack. But in PvP that doesn't tend to work, because like You just latch onto someone and you'll zoom in towards them and they just fucking shotgun you as you get anywhere near you. And you're just like,
nice.
yeah, maybe that's not quite you. It's good in PvE, not great in PvP so far. You have to get the jump on someone for it to work. But this new super is just like, I don't know, you just like zoom out and fucking like just shoot loads of fucking weird green spider web things out of you and just do loads of damage. That's fun in PvP. The other things don't work so well. But yeah.
What should people do?
They should check it out. But obviously, if you've not played loads of it before, it's really difficult to recommend it to people who've not played before. Because if you just go in going, what the fuck is any of this shit about? I haven't got a clue what the fuck is going on. But I know Lord's been picked it up recently. I don't know what content he's played, or if he's because I think he's just playing the free stuff. I don't know for sure. I know obviously Gary's really enjoying the new stuff. He skipped last year, and I said to him, like, we were talking this morning, well, very early this morning, as in like 3:00 this morning. I said you should definitely buy The Witch Queen because it was on super cheap, because that's really good content. Better campaign than the new one, but the new one does bring in all this new stuff, new abilities, which is a lot of fun to muck around with. And the new campaign is, like I say, a 6 to 7 out of 10 campaign content, because mainly like this guy is a bit like, I don't know, like it's weird. These characters, they're called Striders, and they're like about 1.5 times the height of a human. I'm not quite sure how it works because they're still based on humans. I don't really know. It's a bit weird. Still, like they've been sheltered away from all of the shit that's been going on for all this time. It's weird. I don't fucking know. But the actual moment-to-moment gameplay is just a lot of fun, and the PvP is a lot of fun if you're not getting destroyed. So anyway, I think I might be done talking about Destiny for the week. I've got a lot of stuff to do. The raid shit is going on at the minute. They launched the new raid at about 5 p.m. our time. So there's loads of people trying to be the first people. That's why on YouTube I can't find a stream, because everything's like the new raid, and I'm like, I don't really want to show the new raid on stream. So yeah, that'll be me done with Destiny 2.
All right.
Do you want me to talk about the other game I played?
Yes, please.
Right. This hopefully will be a bit easier to find. I've only played, it's a demo that came out last night. And
is this on PC?
This is on everywhere. It's on everywhere.
On everywhere. Okay.
The Resident Evil 4 remake demo was launched last night after a stream. And I've not played loads of it.
What did you play it on?
I played it on my PC.
Okay.
Because that's where I play games generally. But oh my god, it looks fucking bonkers good.
How much of Resident Evil 4 have you played before?
I played through, and I think I finished Resident Evil 4. It's such a long time ago, I can't actually remember.
So did you? Are you super familiar with the game?
I can't remember really anything about the game.
Okay, so you're pretty fresh to it. It's fairly fresh again, then, right?
Stuff in this video I don't remember seeing in the demo. Right, so the vibe is definitely feels like Resident Evil 7, 8, except you're in third person. No. It's like Resident Evil should be, inverted commas, maybe. But yes, pretty creepy. I've put it on. The ray tracing settings are on. It looks fucking awesome. It looks obviously like, I can't imagine how shit Resident Evil 4 looks nowadays compared to this. It feels like it could be quite a lot of fun. So you're creeping around. You're Leon. What's the deal with Leon? Was he in 2? I can't remember. There's a load of story at the beginning. Like,
oh God knows, I don't know. I keep losing track.
He's like,
I don't think he was
Leon
in any of the ones
involved in
before
Raccoon
4.
City apparently at some point.
Yeah.
But I can't remember which one he was in before this. He's in 2 apparently, Mark says. So yeah, now you've got to find the president's daughter in 4 in this village in Eastern Europe, is it? I think it says. So I can't remember the first one. the first time this came out. But yeah, everyone's got like the fucked up weird virus shit, obviously.
The Ouroboros.
But I've been playing it with a controller. Just to be clear, on a PC. I'm not playing it with mouse and keyboard. But I am shit at aiming in Resident Evil games, it turns out. I can't shoot people in the head. I don't think I could ever do it before. And I still can't fucking do it now.
It's never been easy, though.
They make it really like you think you really think you're just about to aim on their head, and then you go to shoot, and they move their fucking head, and you're like, you fuck! And then they're on you, and you have to fucking stab them, or like mash a button to get off them, and then stab them in the neck, and all that sort of stuff.
Shooting them in the knee, that's what you want to do, mate. Shoot them in the knee and then kick them.
I think I might. I've got Resident Evil 2 that I haven't played. I'm going to have to play through that, at least, before I play this. But I think I might get this, based on the demo. There's a bit. Nice. You're going through the village. You get going through like a creepy house, like you are in Resident Evil 7, but you're in third person.
Yeah, so this is all the start of Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, so then like there's some fucked up guys you meet, and then you have to run away or whatever, jump out a window and all this sort of shit. Get into some like quick time events, pick up some herbs as you do, and all that sort of stuff. Classic Resident Evil stuff. And then you get to the village.
Did you get to the dog? Did they have a dog?
I haven't seen a dog yet. Well, I was walking around this village and there's a fucking cow, and I'm like, I don't want to go too near that cow because I reckon it's going to do some weird shit if I go too near that cow. But everyone in the village is all fucked up, and I didn't get very far through the village because I kept dying. But it was just making me chuckle. So it's like you fuck up, and there's a guy with a big fucking axe, just a random like normal guy. And if you mess up, you miss a few shots and he gets too close, he just absolutely wedges the fucking axe in your shoulder. And you're like, oh, I'm like, the axe has gone through my collarbone. It's basically in my fucking chest. And you just like mash the button to get off and like fucking stab him. And you're like, ow, ow. It's like, yeah, you literally would have fucking died, mate.
Just cram a few green and blue herbs and it's fine.
Yeah, a couple of herbs will be fine.
I've got some first aid spray. I'm just like, that's fine. That burns a little bit, but I've got this big, all my bones are broken, half my ribs are fucked. But I'll just carry on and I'll shoot. I've got no ammo and all. It's fucking stupid, but a lot of fun.
Do you think your Dark Souls experience will put you in good stead for this?
Absolutely no point whatsoever.
No?
No. I think I need to play Resident Evil 2. I've had it in my library since it was super cheap in a sale somewhere, so I need to fucking crack on with that. But it looks
Resident Evil 2
great. Absolutely looks great. Like the ray tracing. It's like walking around with my torch, and it looks fucking brilliant on my PC for sure. But yeah, I'm shit at him. I might try it on mouse and keyboard and see if that helps in terms of aiming at people's bonces. But
I don't know. I'm watching a video now, and there's not much of a bonce to aim at.
Yeah,
really.
they're off at a fucking funny side as well sometimes, and all that sort of stuff. And then when you've killed them, sometimes they come back up and all that sort of stuff. But there's a bit in the demo. There's a bit in the demo. It's called the Chainsaw Demo, and spoilers. There's a guy with a fucking chainsaw that comes. He fucking killed me with a chainsaw, and I was just like, dear.
The guy with the bag on his head.
Oh, mate, it's brutal. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So, yeah, Resident Evil 4 Remake looks like it could be a banger. For sure.
That's good. That's good. All right. Okay. I'm looking forward to seeing that. I'm not sure whether I'm going to. I know
you were a little bit down on it because you was like, "Oh yeah, I remember this, I remember that, I remember this." I don't think you'll remember it quite as good as you do now.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether or not I might download the demo then and see how that goes.
It's fucking great.
Oh, okay, all right.
No, I think it's I've just been looking at it. It's 2005, the original release.
That's a long time ago.
GameCube and PlayStation 2. PlayStation 2 was after the GameCube one, so
it was on the Wii, wasn't it, and stuff. It was all like it's been remade. Not real.
Mate, I owned that on the GameCube. I owned it on the PS2. I've owned it on the Wii. I think I've owned it on every Xbox. You know.
So.
Mate, you've never seen it.
I might as well
Honestly,
just buy it on the PC.
Seen it look like this. It looks
might as well just
amazing.
buy it on the PC again. Okay, all right, Dave, what you got for us?
So yeah, just a couple for me today. Call of Duty, the shipment, um, what's it called? Playlist. Basically, just shipment. Is on again for the multiplayer. So I've been smashing through that a couple of times. I'm just enjoy an hour of manic shooty die shoot die thing. I've done very well on a few times. I did post a few, released one picture of my score. I think I pretty much like wiped the floor with everybody on one time. Sometimes that doesn't happen. Sometimes it's just like it's a constant death, and then I'm like, no, it's time to go to bed.
Yeah.
But no, so I'm enjoying that. Still, not doing very well in the battle pass. Normally, well, in the first season I completed it with extra time to go without using any of the bonus uh, unlock tokens that you can get if you actually pay. This time round, the progression is so slow. I've seen lots of people moaning about the progression being really slow, sort of pushing people to get the extra unlock tokens and stuff.
Buy the boosters.
Buy the boosters. Nah, I won't bother. I'll just I'll do what I do. I'm until I actually can pay for it with the free coins. I won't bother trying to. But that's fine. So yeah, that was that a couple of times. I've downloaded and played a game that was free on the Epic Store. A game called Rise of Industry.
This doesn't sound like one of your games, Dave.
It sounds a game that it's completely down my avenue. It's a strategy production style game. It's quite basic, but I did put a couple of hours into it. Probably a bit more than a couple of hours, probably about 6 or 7 hours into it. Over a couple of nights. It's basically you run a map. You start off and you have a town that you can turn into a HQ, and it's like an isometric, an old style Sim City 2000 view of this map. And you exploit the natural resources that are in your area of the map. So trees, so you can create a lumber, and therefore a carpentry and additional things that you can create from there, or you can do some farming, or mine up some coal, iron, basically, and create industries around them. And depending on the town that you're near, you sell the items to there, or you can ship them off to other towns and stuff. A bit of strategy, bit of production. Um, uh, Everything that gets produced is put onto trucks, and you've got to manage the roads, make sure the road basically little transport alleys. You can then sort of get to trains and zeppelins and boats and stuff like that. And yeah, you can build it up through there and ship items different ways. Yeah, there's I think the initial, I'd say that the startup of it is the interesting bit, and then once you start going down the production lines, um, there's not so much to do, and you just end up steamrolling. You get to a point, and it's just like you keep progressing for progression's sake, and a lot of these games are, but this one it just seems like you run out of things to do pretty quickly.
All right.
So it's okay. It was free. It was supposed to be 20 quid. I think it's on sale for like a tenner now. There. There is with a lot of these games there is a DLC that you can buy. That's the whole point of why it goes free, because I've got DLC to push, which I've read a little bit about, and it does add extra. But for me, for free, a couple of hours, I'd say 6 or 7 hours. It's a great little game. Absolutely fine. And I haven't put it on here, but I have sort of jumped on the forest a few times.
Yeah, that was what I was going to bring that up. I think we need to have a discussion about that
In what
because
sense?
it seems to have dropped off a little bit, don't you think? I
Yeah,
feel.
yeah. There's things that we can do. We can either turn off the enemies, that is, stop attacking us like constantly. We could do a big reset. We can, there's lots of things that we can change on a server. It depends on how you want to do it. But yeah, I'm not sure if people get frustrated because of the constant battles, or what. So
I think that's probably it. It was 2 or 3 times coming in, and basically you felt like
Just
you were just
dying.
starting fresh every time. Like
mm,
most of the stuff had disappeared. I was back to crafting, spending an hour trying to get my bow and arrow again,
right,
which I'd already done all that,
yeah,
twice before. So I think there's something there that needs to be perhaps tweaked to
yeah,
make it.
yeah, yeah. I think I'll.
I don't think it takes that long to actually play through it on your own, does it? I've heard a lot of people talking about, because the new one came out, I've heard it
Mm,
reference the old game, like this one, The Forest, on a few other podcasts I've listened to, and how there's things that you can do to make your life easier. Like the experience people have of playing this game is very different. For it appears, it's if you don't like. I heard one story that someone was third partying, saying basically the person they knew that played the game literally set up one little camp, never cut down any fucking trees or anything like that. Just literally had like the tiniest little camp possible, and all of the AI just left them alone because they weren't fucking up with the
right.
area, the environment. But as soon as you
Right.
start fucking around, cutting down trees and stuff like that, you really aggro the air locals, and they come after you all the time.
Mm,
So it's weird. So like, it sounds like it's a real kind of sandbox, like, and it will react to the way that people are behaving in the game.
Yeah, but that's what I said to Gary. I said, there's an element of this I really want to. I feel like we haven't figured it out properly.
mm,
And I don't want to read it, and I don't want to spoil
Mm.
it. But then again, I'm going in and I'm putting the work in, and then I feel like I'm just getting it snatched
Getting
away from
nowhere.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost getting nowhere. But I felt like I made progress the last time I went in. But God, I felt like I had to put effort in to make a tiny bit of progress, and I felt maybe some frustration from that.
yeah. Last time I went in, a couple of days ago, I literally put everything down that I didn't need to take, and I just booked it in one direction in the map.
Oh yeah,
I went through the caves and got the map and everything, and yeah, just booked it in one direction. And there was loads of stuff. There's like crates with like loads of different things. I found like completely abandoned tents, campsites with loads of like arrows, like proper arrows, not just like sticks with like sharpened sticks, but actual like proper stuff. And like little ponds with loads of different fish in there, and I was shooting the fish, and then like I stumbled along a beach where there was like a big, well, it was like a big long conga line of the locals. Um,
That'd be brilliant if they were literally doing the conga.
yeah, they weren't
Conga,
actually
conga,
doing the conga,
conga.
but they were all like just like all following one path, and like I was watching from quite far away. Because I didn't want to aggro them and get into to this fight. But it was just like, oh,
Not
okay,
when
well,
there's that many of them.
yeah. But it was like they were following a path. And I was like, oh, it's like, yeah, there was, yeah, and like just the exploration of it. I was like, oh shit, there is actually a lot, like a lot of more to this. Than there is, like, I think there's like some mountains from some snowy area um, that I saw, and but I didn't actually get to in the end because I was like, oh, I ended up like really hungry, so I had to book it back to get some food and rest and stuff. But
you get some free food off the airplane.
yeah, yeah, um, but yeah, it was like I think the stuff that we were doing with like the base building and like crafting and doing a little bit of exploration around and sort of staying around very close, whereas I think there is a lot more of the exploration that can be done and finding out what's going on. And yeah, I think I found one or two more people off the plane and stuff. So yeah, it's interesting. And same as you, Fraser. I don't want to read up on it. I don't want to like spoil it. Yeah, I've seen a few or seen headlines of things like you can complete this with a sharpened stick.
Mm.
If you know what you're doing.
Right.
Um, but I don't want to do that. I want to play it at my own pace. So, um, I
Yeah,
was
we have
thinking, yeah, I was thinking about it the other day. Is like I might make some changes to the server so that
You can adjust the aggression of the locals and stuff.
You can, yeah, having your own server, you can control whatever.
Yeah.
You can put it into passive mode. You can put it into, everything. Nothing grows back, or it grows back really quickly, and there's loads of different settings that we can mess with. So, yeah, I'll probably pick that up tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe we get back in there,
Discussion.
get some encouragement amongst all of us, and get back in there and have another crack at it.
Yeah, no, because it is there is a lot to it, and and I do enjoy the working out of and discovery of the actual how these games work and the intricacies of it. So yeah, definitely. And that's it. That's been me this week.
Okay. Well, by my reckoning, then that's the end of the show. Dave, do you want to do your final bit? Unless anybody has anything to add.
Yep.
No, I'll do my bit. So, hang on, I'll just bring it up. So, thank you for listening to the Seal Podcast. If you'd like to ask us questions or get involved, please contact us either on Twitter at Seal Podcast, if Twitter's working, that is. Email us at sealpodcast@gmail.com or join us on our Discord server. A link is pinned on Twitter. We have YouTube and Twitch channels, which we upload and stream to as much as possible. Twitch TV/Seal Podcast. Neil, I'll hand over for the shout out for
Okay, it's been a chatty night, which is good to see. Thanks for everyone for joining. The people who are here were Sumo early on said hello and goodbye. He's got to go to bed because he's got work in the morning. Mint Safe, John Wilson was here. Quaxel, Mark, super chatty. I don't know if he's been on the line tonight, but he's been constantly chatting.
I'll give a shout out to Mark actually because we played some hunt the last couple of days. Fucking ferocious. He was just laying waste to teams. He just makes me laugh. He's just unbelievable.
He's so nonchalant about it as well, isn't he? When he does it.
Yeah, I know. He's cool as a cucumber.
Lord popped in to say hello just after we'd done his quiz. Arnie, thanks for the sub and the donation. And
dono, call it a dono.
Someone else subbed as well. I can't find it now, but sorry, whoever that was.
Wow,
We're
really drowning. We're drowning in so many subs. We can't even find out and say thank you to whoever that was.
Who was that? Oh, it was Mark. It was Mark. He subbed. I think that might be everybody who's been there or thereabouts. Thank you for joining.
Okay. All right. All right. Well. Oh shit! There were some people talking about Jaguars in the chat there. I missed all that. I wasn't paying attention.
Your laptop can't handle it. When you get your new PC, we'll be all over. Fraser will be looking at the chat, getting involved.
Okay. All right. Well, look. Thanks very much, everyone. It's appreciated as always. Hope you have a good week, and we'll catch up with you in 7 days. That's the plan. So until then, we'll catch you later.
See ya.
Cheers, guys. Been fun.
Bye.